All right, it's bourbonblog.com live, a holiday edition. It's almost as though we are warming up by the fire, having one of the most anticipated cigar releases always of the year. I'm with my good friend Sean Williams of Cohiba. This is the Cohiba Spectre 21 that has been long awaited by Cohiba fans, right, Sean?
Yeah, man. It's 2020 was 2020, so we didn't do a Spectre release last year, so we're really excited to sort of get back on the program, so to speak, with this year's Spectre release. But I mean, there are some benefits to it from a product release standpoint. We got a chance to sort of sharpen up a few things that probably weren't ideal. Namely, the packaging. We had a chance to really just go in a totally different direction with the packaging, which is pretty cool.
Right. No, it's great packaging. I've just lit up the cigar. Uh, it's so incredible. And I know I've read about what I'm smoking, but tell us what we're smoking here.
Well, as we mentioned, it's the Cohiba Spectre 2020 edition. And as far as the breakdown of the cigar itself, the wrapper is our finest Ecuador Habano, 5-year aged. The binder is wrapper grade Connecticut broadleaf from grown here in USA in Connecticut River Valley. Goes through an extra fermentation process, gives it a little bit more character, a little bit more age. But then once you get under the hood a little bit further, that's where you really start to get into some nice little nuggets. Namely, we have 2014 Piloto Cabano, aged in tercios. And we've talked about that process, and I'd imagine at some point we may explore it again. And then we have some beautiful Jalapa Nicaraguan tobacco from 2017, aged in sherry barrels. So some holdovers as far as the techniques, which remain consistent from the first Spectre to this one, that makes it just an exceptional experience. And as usual, there are certain components that we will never have the pleasure of being able to use ever again. So that's what makes the cigar what it is, and incredible packaging as well.
Oh yeah, show us the package. The packaging is always so divine. I know you have it there, and again, so glad to have Sean joining us live from his own cigar lounge there in Atlanta.
This is heavy, man. So I'm gonna do my best. Oh god.
That's large.
Yeah, this is a box.
That is serious business. Look at that.
Yeah,
I love
it. Of course, the cigars would be in here, but mine are actually in my humidor. So
love it. Oh, that's beautiful. That is so nice. And again, it's 10 in a package, right?
Yep, 10 cigars.
10 cigars in a package, and
you will want to eat your Wheaties before you lift that box.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were going to say it before you even smoke the cigar. That might be a good idea.
That wouldn't hurt either. So.
Yeah. No, this is beautiful. So that part of the tobacco, I love the fact that it's partially aged in sherry barrels. Used sherry barrels. Tell me about that. What, and I can almost get this kind of this silky note on it. Is that part of the sherry barrels?
It just adds this, and it's one thing if you talk about aging tobacco, and sherry is different from bourbon and even rum, and that is just a sweeter spirit. So you just get this really pronounced sweetness that really marries well with the normal sort of body and complexity of the Jalapa Nicaraguan tobacco. Once you buddy that up with the Piloto Cabano, which is aged in tercios, it just gives you a whole lot more character, a whole lot more nuance, and you get some nice change-ups throughout the cigar, but you just get this nice, pleasant consistency that carries you through the entire experience. So it's just something that sort of adds just a different profile that otherwise you really couldn't achieve, just under sort of normal production.
Excellent. No, so many good people watching, some good questions. Aaron, David, Thomas, thank you all of you for watching. And we also, here's the fun part. We always try to make sure along the same lines when Sean and I do one of these pairings live that we're drinking sort of the same thing. Tonight we're drinking the exact same thing, which is one of my favorite releases of the year. That is, yes, there it is. the Double Oak Peerless Bourbon, brand new. They've done these in the past, Sean, but they made this a permanent line extension of Peerless.
And I will confess, I have yet to take a sip of this.
It's okay.
So,
it's like an unboxing instead. It's an
I poured it out, but I mean, I've been bumping my gums, and I haven't poured anything over my gums. So, salute, brother, salute.
Cheers,
Always
salute.
good.
It's so good to see you. Cheers. See how you like this. I think you're really going to. And tell us down below, everybody else watching, what you're sipping, what you're smoking, whatever maybe you're baking cookies, whatever you're doing tonight. Tell us. Wow. How do you like that, Sean?
This is very bright, man. It's wow.
So you see how dark that is? That's 2 different barrels. It goes in the first barrel in Peerless, wonderful bourbon, which they have the small batch bourbon too, which is delicious. I know you've had it. Yeah. And then it goes into a second new charred oak barrel, giving it that wonderful dark color. Beautiful, like the complexities that I think it tastes.
Almost like 108 proof, man, and it's
serious proof too.
Yeah, I mean, you get sort of a hint of maple.
Yes, that nice sweetness, that nice nectar. It's so many interesting elements, right? So many things.
I'm looking for the baking spice.
Yeah, the little
cinnamon. Maybe it's more nutmeggy.
Yeah,
this is good though.
No, I'm glad. I'm glad you like it. I think this.
It has the body, but it doesn't have the heat. I'm not a big.
That's
heat
right.
You know?
A lot of body, a lot of, and again, it's going to be in more and more markets. And Peerless is getting to more and more markets. So be looking.
Wow. Yeah, man.
Look for this because as y'all are watching, if you're looking for the perfect, Christmas Eve or Christmas Day bourbon or something to ring in the holidays, the New Year with, this is something so deep, and it's to me. It's not about the age, but this tastes like it could be like 13-year-old plus. And it's not. It's so good. It's just so amazing. The pairing, I don't think there could be a better pairing. This deep bourbon with this silky, smooth, elegant cigar. I love this.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah. So the flexibility and the convenience of filming from home also comes with its trappings, right? So that's my 13-year-old daughter coming out to yell at me about something, and I have no idea what it is. I hear the door open and she peeks her head out. You lied to me, and I was like, and for everybody listening, I'm sure it's something related to food or where I said she can go, and maybe I changed my mind. So it's nothing serious. It's like
it's all the holidays.
It's not like I lied about who her dad is. It's nothing serious. I'm proud.
It's maybe a Christmas secret of some sort. This is so good.
Yeah.
So a lot's been happening there. Obviously, there wasn't a Spectre in 2020. Everyone, to have the people that are such big fans of Spectre, they're waiting for this. What's that build-up been like for you all?
Last year was pretty busy for us.
Right.
We released Royale, like right as the pandemic really set in the spring of 2020. We thought about maybe sort of holding off to release it this year, but we had already had all the mechanics in place, so to speak. We had our national meeting. Luckily, we were able to have a national meeting in Nashville last year. So, introduced Royale to the sales team and the entire company. Everybody was really excited about it. Our factory in Donnelly, Honduras was really excited because there had never been a Cohiba made there. And we thought it was kind of good to do because there were a lot of uncertainty during the time, right? So we figured at least this was something that we could really rally around and kind of see, test our mettle and see what we made of in the midst of some very, very uncertain times. So we decided to move forward and release Royale last year, and had some stops and starts, obviously, as it related to factory shutdowns, markets here shutting down, things of that nature. But overall, had a successful launch of the product in the midst of, an unforeseen and something that you couldn't plan for as far as the landscape. So that kept us plenty busy. So I don't know that we had some questions about, hey, are you guys going to be Spectre this year? And we said, no, we're going to wait till next year. Everybody totally understood, especially from an economic standpoint, not really knowing how things were going to shake out. You know, especially releasing a cigar that was a bit pricier. So I'm glad that we took the time to to let the Spectre sort of anticipation build a little bit, because this year's just been bananas, man. With starting off with Serie M in the spring, Weller by Cohiba in the summer, and
Oh, I
now
love
Spectre, and then C8, which is a unicorn that most people never even see because we only did 65 boxes. So this has been an exceptional year as it relates to special releases. But the Spectre, lovers certainly were looking for it. And I got some questions last year, but nobody was put off that we didn't release it. Everybody understood. Everybody was sort of just dealing with the same sort of shifting landscape. And this year, once it was released, it flew. Normally it does. This is actually the biggest production release we've ever done for Spectre, with 500 boxes. So it's good. We had a little bit more available to the marketplace, but the marketplace really responded to us, and I'm very, very thankful.
Yeah, no, it's so good. And again, you're watching Bourbon Blog Live here with Sean Williams. If you have a chance, as you're watching this, enjoying, I see people enjoying their cigars and whiskey. They're commenting down below. Take a moment, like this video, share it. We always appreciate you all sharing the good word about the great pairings we have. And again, that C8, tougher to find. How many boxes did you say went out on the C8?
Well, put out 60 or so.
60 or so, only in travel spaces.
Yeah,
right?
so primarily duty free, but we did make a few boxes available in some of our larger markets for some of our most stalwart retailers, so to speak. We're talking one box at one place and another box here. So there are smatterings of it out there in brick and mortar retail, but it's primarily something for duty free. Because it's just a very, very specialized offer, even more so than Spectre, which is something to say.
Even more so, and we see these special releases, of course, always the Spectre. Sometimes you do the C8, and it sounds like next year you have a whole lot planned. Anything we're able to tease for? Yeah.
Well, I can assure you, whatever we have, you'll have, and we'll do this again. But we're already working on Spectre for next year, which gets harder and harder every year. Just to be totally transparent, it gets harder and harder to do it every year. Serie M will be launching again in the spring. The Weller project will be launching again in the summer as well. And I'm sure there'll be something else that we sort of drop in the ecosystem as well. But those are the three for sure you can count on. M, Weller, Spectre again next year.
Excellent. I see we do have some other Cohiba. Miguel is smoking a
Cohiba.
Cohiba.
My dude. What's going on, man? South Florida.
Having that. And he said, Miguel's saying he hasn't smoked a Royale in a while. That Royale, people love that.
Miguel was one of the first people to smoke a Royale. When we launched Royale, it was during COVID, at the height of COVID. So I was doing the nightcaps every Friday night. And Miguel is one of the I call it the nightcap family. And fortunately, I had a chance to actually meet him face to face down at Smoke on the Water. Shout out to my guy Danny down at Smoke on the Water in Weston. And we had a chance to burn a cigar in person, which is great, man. Because you meet a lot of people virtually. I met an exponential number of people virtually last year, and my mission is to try to at least have a cigar with some of these people who Miguel was one of the people that helped me sort of get through COVID like everybody else. I look forward to the Friday night nightcap and spinning some tunes, smoking cigars, and he was one of the first people who picked his Royale up from Neptune before a lot of people did. So he smoked enough of them. If he never smokes another one, I won't be mad at him.
They're so good, and to think that this was one that was released it was right towards the beginning of the pandemic, wasn't that? Royale was
April, man. April, yeah, man.
April. It's become one of the it's become one of your most popular now, hasn't it?
It is. It's. I mean, still, let's call a spade, man. And the Cohiba Red Dot, the Cameroon wrapper, that is still the vast majority of what we sell. That cigar just cranks and cranks and cranks. So that's the market favorite. It's not maybe not talked about as much, whatever, but we sell tons of that more than anything else. But as far as the new audience, that we've been able to sort of bring into the Cohiba family, so to speak. Royale has been, a linchpin in really attracting the different, because we haven't had that profile, right? We've used the Jalapa Nicaraguan wrapper. We used it at first on my Silencio, which is my signature cigar that we don't sell; it's event only. Then we use it on the 2018 2019 Spectre. So we hadn't had a regular production cigar to have the Jalapa Nicaragua wrapper, and you won't find regular production cigars that have that wrapper. So it is a profile that really speaks to a certain palate. With the Jalapa wrapper, Jalapa Valley tobacco in the filler, Hamastron Valley Honduran tobacco, and you got some Esteli Nicaraguan tobacco. So it's a different expression that we hadn't had in the Cohiba lineup up until that point. So it certainly has caught the attention of maybe an audience that we weren't speaking to prior to that.
Right. No, it's such a special wrapper. It's such a special cigar, as these all are. And again, the more I'm getting into this cigar, it's more and more of that just beautiful earth, the spices, almost this butteriness to it. It's just the smoothness on this stuff.
So and I'm going to warn you, when you get to the back third, you're going to feel this cigar. It has a very, very unassuming strength to it. But it's a pleasant cigar the way through it. It's a silky smoke, very, very rich. The retrohale is just very, very round, very, very complex. But the cigar just has this core richness that never kind of goes away, even as you get different change ups in the cigar with different notes. It just smokes. It smokes different, man. It just does.
It really does. It evolves. It's just something that it's approachable, but yet complex. I love the fact that it's just so easy, but it's something. It doesn't remind me of anything else I've quite had before.
That's the point. That's not easy to do, but that's what you try to do, right? I mean, it's hard though, because it's there's not an infinite array of tobacco out there. We're fortunate to have some special stuff, but I mean, ultimately, we're fighting for the same plants, man. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And the name Spectre, I mean, of course, I think people have asked before, as we've been talking, does it have anything to do with the James Bond reference? But I know there's a whole different story for the name.
Yeah, no, that was purely coincidental, and I'm being earnest when I say that. Initially, the project sort of was something that was sort of in the ether within the Cohiba brand team before I came on board. And my first sort of series of meetings at the office in Richmond with our previous senior brand guy Andres, he had this idea to do this. He said, "I want to do this cigar, something special, really hard to get, but it has to be good. It can't just be bullshit and fluff. It has to be really, really good, but hard to find, almost like a ghost cigar. That it's just not something that people can really get." So it sort of took on the name. Internally, we called it Ghost.
Ghost.
But obviously, we couldn't use the name Ghost. I mean, there's already a cigar called Ghost. So then it was like, okay, well, what kind of evokes that same sort of shadowy, elusive? We were thinking Phantom, which I would have liked, but there were some trademark issues as it relates to that. But lo and behold, one of the companies within the Scandinavian Tobacco Group owned the rights to the name Spectre in the tobacco space. So that's really so it's just sort of an air of Spectre, just something shadowy, but ominous, so to speak, and that's really where the name came from. We went through a couple of iterations before we found a name that we can use. Now, it doesn't hurt that that this name sort of evokes a certain response from Bond fans, but that was not the intent. I promise you.
Right. I think James Bond, or whether you're the villain or Bond himself, it would be a cigar fit for any of them.
I would hope.
Absolutely. Hey, any questions for Sean Williams? Definitely ask them about the Cohiba line, or just about cigars in general. Sounds like you have just so much coming in 2022 with more Spectres, a whole new. It's gonna be a whole new expression of that Weller cigar too, isn't it?
Yeah, totally different. We actually have Weller bourbon barrels in the DR as we speak. and we have different components of tobacco aging in Weller barrels. I'm going to be down there either the last week of January, or first week of February, and then we're going to sort of pick apart, what leaves respond better to aging in the barrels, and then from there,
Wow.
kind of nail down what the blend is going to be. But yeah, it's going to be totally different. Totally different.
And those leaves are actually aging in the barrel right now.
Yeah. As we sit here now, we have different tobacco leaves, different varietals in aging in Weller bourbon barrels specifically, not just Buffalo Trace distillery barrels, specifically Weller barrels. So.
Specifically, as we all know, the Weller is such a great bourbon, and last year's was meant to complement with the Weller, and we tried it several months ago. It was a beautiful complement to the Weller. Now you're going to have just a touch of that influence of that bourbon on the leaves. Yeah. What do you predict? I mean, as you put the
man, I got to be honest with you, man. I don't know, Tom. I hadn't had experience with leaves being aged in any barrels before coming on board here, and that's been a beautiful thing about it. I mean, I made cigars for 10, 11 years before being given this incredible opportunity, and I've learned so much since I've been on board here. I had never had experience working with Cameroon leaf. Had never worked with Connecticut broadleaf, not any good Connecticut broadleaf, and hadn't had experience with Piloto Cubano, of which those things are sort of signature components in the Cohiba family. So that's been new. We look at the Macazar, that the wrapper on that actually spends a little time in red wine barrels. I had no experience with that. Right. We talked about the Spectre in the sherry barrel. I mean, that's something you don't just say, and I haven't really had to do the heavy lifting to get the barrels in, but as I understand, the Spanish sherry barrels are a bit harder to get than wine barrels or even bourbon barrels. So this is not stuff that I would have had available to me as a small boutique guy for years. So there's a lot of things that's new. So this is going to be my first experience, kind of getting an appreciation for how tobacco responds to aging in bourbon barrels. So I'm looking forward to it, but I don't know what to predict. We've done in our family of cigars. You have the Diesel Whiskey Row with Rabbit Hole. So there's some experience there, but that's not something that I sort of had hands in. So I'm hoping for the best. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't think it's sort of like the doctor's Hippocratic oath. First thing is first, do no harm. So I certainly don't think this is going to do any harm, but to say how much more it's going to enhance the experience, I'm just not sure. But hopefully I'll know a month from now when I'm down there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You'll be there. You'll be trying it out. You'll be seeing what the leaves have done, and of course just figuring out how much of that leaf to put in there to give it just enough of that touch.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And I see more fans of the Cohiba family. Justin Curry says he's smoked about a half box of my Wellers, and they have been great. Glad you like those, Justin.
Justin, thank you, man. Thank you.
They are so good. And a question from Thomas there, that the name makes it sound elusive, but where can you find the Spectre for this new 21? Where can we?
Where is Thomas? Where is he at? How about that? What city?
He's not too far away. He's pretty close by.
Oh,
he's very close. I think he knows where to find. He's very close. He's gonna jump out the porch here.
I think he might know a guy.
He might know a guy. Otherwise, if he doesn't, is there a good place to find him?
I think you might know a guy, man. Yeah, let's see.
You go online. You just where's the best place that you know of to find him?
Online, certainly I would try Neptune. Neptune cigars. I would think cigar.com would probably have it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, all those good
the number of small batch cigars. I'm sure they would have some. I'm not sure that what they would have available at this point because it was released a few weeks ago, and a number of places have sold through. So, but yeah, I mean, I would just do a search. I mean, it's available online. I don't know where you. So you guys are in.
We're right on the border of Indiana and Kentucky, but we find some good ones around here. And I tell you, I think part of it's just about the hunt, and there's more usually than there would be on the Spectre. So we'll be looking at that. And again, saw somebody ask again. We're pairing it with the both Sean and I have tonight that Peerless Double Oak. How are you liking? The more you're sipping that, how you liking that?
I
Sean?
love it, actually. I love it, man. Yeah,
So
yeah.
so
I love
good,
it.
so deep. I'm using the
It,
Cohiba.
it is it's a great compliment to the cigar because it has sort of that same sort of has like I said has the body. It's viscous, but it doesn't have the heat. So I'm getting good complexity. You know, great nose.
Oh,
It's just a rich pour, man.
it's
So
so bold.
it's really.
Yeah,
I would
and
not do this with a lighter cigar though.
right. It
But
takes
it
that
also it doesn't overtake your palate. So
takes that bigger cigar. I'm using a Porsche Design Cohiba. This is a great lighter, by this. I love the thin flame. I love what it does. This is a great lighter. So
glad you like it, man.
yeah, great Porsche Design. I do recommend the Porsche Design lighters. Those are fabulous. Again, any other questions for Sean? We're so glad to have you on. Is there going to be a special cigar that you have for the holiday? One that you like to light up with on Christmas
No,
or anything? Is there any
no. I mean,
cigar
honestly,
traditions you have?
just before we got on, as I mentioned, I'm smoking. This is a test blend that I wrote. So I smoke a lot of these. Working on getting out front. Possibly looking at doing something special, special release for 2022, but maybe 2023. So I'm always working on stuff. So I smoke a lot of that. But as far as a holiday cigar, I don't know. I don't know about Christmas, but certainly New Year's. I'll probably bring in a New Year's with the C8. Yeah.
The C8. Oh, nice. Just that very nice way. We're all looking forward. Well, of course, I know you and I are both back on the road now. You've been doing some holiday parties in New York. You've been all over, and where are we going to be seeing you next coming up?
That's a good question. Obviously, I won't be doing anything over the holidays. I think the next big trip I have coming up is the Super Bowl, which I won't actually be at the Super Bowl. I'm going to do the big event with Ron Jaworski and Mike Bitka, their Super Bowl party. So I'll be in LA for that. So I think that's the first sort of market activation. We have a meeting, a company meeting in the second week of January, so I'll travel for that. But yeah, other than that, it'll be for the Super Bowl, or at least the festivities ahead of the Super Bowl. Then after that, I'll be here in the local Atlanta market, hopefully doing some activations, just kind of depending on what things look like, just sort of out in the landscape there. And then after that, I'm probably going to hit the Tampa market. Not sure if I'm going to actually do any events. We have a new sales guy down there that I haven't had a chance to meet or spend time with. Has some pretty good market accounts down there. So may just be getting down there just to do a market visit and maybe do some small things. But I think over the next month or so, that's all I have coming up. But next year will be just the same. I mean, depending on what happens, externally with things we can't control. But if all things turn out to be pretty settled, then yeah, I'll be at a city near you somewhere soon. I'm sure that's sort of the nature of what I do.
Absolutely. And is that Super Bowl party one you usually do, or is that going to be brand new for you?
I've done it once or twice before. I think once before, and we kind of alternate the brands. And I think this is on my second time doing it. It's a fun time. It's both Jaws and Dick are big cigar guys. And,
Oh yeah.
and there's a lot of current NFL players, and my favorite part of it is a lot of the old retired guys that are there, and all the festivities that go along with that. So it's a cool party, and it's something to raise money for their charity. So we support it, and some way, shape, or form. General Cigar will have representation there. I'm fortunate that this year I'm the brand going out to LA. So yeah.
That is great. We'll definitely be watching Sean all the great places he gets, and best place for people to find you is what? Is it on?
Instagram is probably the easiest. Sean Williams _ Cohiba. That's the easiest place to find me. And of course, I'm on Facebook as well. But most of what I do, I activate from Instagram and I just post it over to the other platforms. So that's the easiest way to follow me and keep up on what's happening. And yeah, hopefully, hopefully people pay attention. You know what I mean?
Oh, they do. They do.
Yeah.
They always enjoy. I certainly do, and we the cigar family and friends love seeing where Sean's going. Find him there and let him know where you are, and always obviously we know you're already watching Bourbon Blog. If and as we get more places, as I'm more places hosting tastings in the new year, be watching for where we'll be. And if you want to see me get near you with some bourbon, drop me a line wherever you're watching.
Yeah.
Feel free to drop me a line. Again, so many good people watching. Pairings. Okay, so someone is asking, Kay Berry, thanks for watching. Pairing suggestions for the Cohiba Weller. The best one is, I think, is going to be that Weller 12, but probably any of the Weller family will be perfect.
Any of the Weller, any of the weeded bourbons,
Yeah.
really. And I, Weller, even for me, is hard to get. So I know that it's tricky for some people to get their hands on. But any of the weeded bourbons coming out of BT will do the trick. We sort of and honestly, it wasn't a situation where it said, "Hey, we want this to go specifically with Weller 12," but in my mind, just looking at the imagery as far as once we did the design of the packaging, the black with the rich gold, that sort of just to me led me to Weller 12 here. Of which I've had the fortune of having it here. I sipped it really, really slow and really, really sparingly, but I probably had that cigar more probably with the Special Reserve because it's just something that's more readily available.
Right.
And it drinks great with it.
Yeah, no, it's all of those tastes. It's that nice, that wheated. It's that nice old warehouse note they have with that wheat. Pairs so beautiful with those. It has boldness too, but it has just that right way of pairing perfectly with that Weller.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Miguel says half my humidor in stock with Cohiba cigars. Great job blending these babies. He has a lot of them, as you say.
Oh man, thanks a lot, Miguel. Miguel has some stuff down there I don't have, but yeah, yes, Commodores, he has all kinds of stuff, man. So,
so we know Miguel. Yeah. Well, where's Miguel based?
He's in I don't know if it's West Palm. I think he's in
is that where you are, Miguel?
Either Palm Beach or Broward County, but South Florida. Yeah.
It's good to see those fans and friends, and again, we've been tasting this wonderful new.
Justin's drinking a good one. He has a Willet Rye, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. Justin's having the Willet Rye. That's another good one. So many good pairings. We always enjoy what you all are trying, and if you're not already subscribed to YouTube and all the places you're watching, be sure you subscribe to this. And
this is almost an embarrassment of riches, though, man. I mean, every time we do something, man, you send me some good stuff, and I really want to give a special shout out to the good people at Peerless. I mean, the first time we did this, I mean, they sent me the case with the 4 different expressions, which was just amazing. And this just doesn't disappoint. So,
it's so
really, this is, and I literally hadn't taken a sip until we came on. So it was like I don't know what I expected, but that's very, very good. Yeah.
It is so beautiful and bold. And thanks, Cordell, and all of our Peerless friends. I just saw these guys last week. We were in Louisville hosting a few tastings, so we always enjoy stopping by, trying the new single barrels like you tried. If you're in Louisville, look for those special distillery only releases at Peerless. But no matter where you are, look for the small batch bourbon, the small batch rye, and hopefully, if you can find it, and it should be able to a lot of places. The double oak bourbon is so beautiful and has been getting so many rave reviews, and it's winning over bourbon fans far and wide. So much to look forward to in the new year, Sean. I really appreciate you taking some time during the special holiday week, and for everybody watching, taking some time to join Sean and I to taste these, and we'll look out for the Spectre 21 and all of the Cohiba line. Sean, hopefully we'll see you real soon, brother. We really enjoyed our time together in New York a few months back, and hope I see you in Atlanta or someplace real soon.
Yeah, if you get here, man, you come here, you're doing something. Please give me as much notice as possible. I know we missed each other a couple months ago, and no, we didn't. We actually you weren't able to come to the event I had, but we actually had a chance to sit down and have some food and drinks and cigars.
We had to get. How'd that event go? Did that go well? That was at the.
Yeah, it did. I mean, it was inside a super exclusive furniture gallery, so we couldn't smoke there, and I wasn't really inclined to step out because I knew afterwards I was going to Club Mac. So, but no,
Right.
it was good. I love doing events that are sort of non traditional cigar events. I mean, because that's where you get a chance to sort of expand the tent a little bit more and expose new people to the love of cigars, man. So I don't shy away from those. It's always fun. Yeah.
Absolutely, my friend. It's so good to see you always, Sean, and so good to see all of you watching. And if for some reason you joined this stream, of course, midway through, it's going to be available permanently. So thanks for watching it, sharing it, liking it, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, and Sean, thank you very much. Really, really enjoyed the Spectre 21. Well done as always. You continue
Thank you, sir.
to blend and
Cheers.
put on some
Cheers.
great stuff, my friend.
Peace, blessings, and prosperity to you and your family, to everybody out there listening, to you guys and your family as well. Salute.
Salute. Cheers, my friend. Thanks, Sean.